This is the crew of Apollo 17. 5 hours after liftoff. The Earth already far behind.
You're loud and clear, Bob, and could you give us our distance from the Earth?
Roger, I'd guess about 19,000 miles, but let me get it exact.
The Apollo 17 landing site determined that we would see a nearly full Earth soon after launch.
Look at that. Yeah, Madagascar and Africa. Hey, there's Antarctica. It's all full of snow. Okay, well, look.
Schmidt is the only astronaut ever to photograph the entire Earth. His image became an icon, the blue marble.
45年后的今天，我们的星球变了容貌。
In 45 years, the human population has doubled to 7.4 billion. Food production has tripled, making strange and beautiful forms.
There's people making these perfectly shaped circles down on Earth to survive.
We're generating twice as much power to heat and light the world.
现在就跟随着太空人的镜头，从离地球250里的宇宙，看我们生存的世界。
We love taking pictures of cities to the point where you can pick out a city when you just see the photo very quickly.
The biggest megacities are Tokyo, Delhi, and Shanghai. Next in line are Mumbai, Sao Paulo, and the Chinese capital, Beijing.
To see these glowing cities kind of popping out at you at night is really pretty incredible.
太空人也同时见证了我们为文明进步付出的代价。
Satellites see huge long-term changes. Central Asia's Aral Sea has shrunk dramatically since the 60s. Since 1980, Alaska's Columbia Glacier has halved in volume. In South America, Bolivia's Lake Pupo has dried up almost completely. All three have been put down to man-made causes.
We do not want to foul our nest to the point where we can no longer live in the places we want to.
These rectangles mean the forest is being destroyed by us. People need fields for crops and wood for fuel and materials. But trees pump water back into the atmosphere. So when we cut down the trees, we turn off the taps that water the glaciers. In the last 70 years, Kilimanjaro has lost 1/3 of its forest. In this satellite image, red dots highlight individual fires. They make a blanket of smoke the breadth of Africa.
It's just man destroying pristine forests to make space for cultivation. You cannot help but being saddened by the sight of these huge fires.
In South America, the rainforest puts more water into the atmosphere than the Amazon puts into the ocean. But these patterns are made by logging. In just 40 years, 1/5 of the trees has gone.
但是在地球另一端的土地上，太空人见证了一段人定胜天的奇迹。
This is Jordan, one of the driest countries on Earth. 15 years ago, Sijal Majali came here to attempt the impossible.
It rains once or twice a year in this part of the country.
Sijal manages Rum Farm, a masterpiece of geometry for efficient use of precious water.
it's really hard land to cultivate, lots of evaporation, so we have to think of the best techniques for irrigating.
Sijal has liquid gold in the cellar. Beneath the desert, there's an aquifer. 60 trillion gallons of water in natural storage.
It's so interesting to look at the choice of geometric design to make it work, because the water transportation, the irrigation system requires them to do that.
Pivoting at the wells, the irrigation arms sweep out perfect circles. If there's a slice of rocky ground, they just avoid it.
Sometimes you have a circular pattern, and it's only 3/4 of the circle. So they almost look like Pac-Man has invaded Earth, and there'll be another circular pattern right next to it, and it looks like they're eating each other in the classic game. It just reminds me that human beings are down there, and they're raising food.
From year to year, the satellite looks on as Sijal's fortunes wax and wane. The aquifer provides drinking water for Jordan and Saudi Arabia. Agriculture in both countries depends on it, but it is not renewable. One estimate says the wells will run dry within 50 years. This is agriculture at its most extreme. Sijal is growing vegetables in a moonscape.
You cannot deny that this is the expansion of human beings. That's human beings making food so that you can live.
The fact that astronauts can see this particular farm from space is really amazing. I wish I were a little bit younger. I would have gone up to space and took a view.
We are used to think of deserts as empty places or dead places. When humans get their way, they can become completely different. Deserts are living.
另一个沙漠里的奇迹是取之不尽的能源。
It looks like the first base on Mars. Welcome to Nevada, Solar One. Half a square mile of pristine power.
There's a free energy source that's pouring down on us every single day. And once we've collected it, we can put it on the grid. My job is to make sure that when we flip a light switch, a light comes on.
Focused by mirrors, sunlight turns water to steam to drive Solar One's turbines.
It is using our heads to provide power to thousands of homes without having to burn a single drop of fossil fuel.
The downside is that it would take 8 Solar Ones to match a coal-fired station.
人类更大的挑战还在前方。
13 years from now, there will be another billion people on Earth. Humanity must find ever more food, power, and shelter without destroying the planet. The quest continues.
The Earth is very fragile seen from space, and that fragility needs to be understood by everybody. It's the only place that we have.
That is what we should be thinking about every day as we make our mark on Earth. We are thriving here. We also have to take care of this place. Home is the word.
Place to come home to, guys.